Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 11 at Gulfstream Park kicks off a 50-cent all-graded stakes pick 4 on Florida Derby Saturday. It's the Grade 3 Honey Fox Stakes, and our preview is presented by DRF Bets. If you sign up for a DRF Bets account, you get $150. Pretty easy. DRF.com/join is where you need to go. Promo code is TV150. Let's take a look at this field of fillies and mares. They're going a mile for $250,000. Again, kicking off the 50-cent pick 4. Number 2, Lull, 5-2 morning line favorite for Christophe Clement. Lull got in a little bit of a tight spot in the opening furlong or so in the matriarch down towards the inside, and then after that sort of finished evenly. She's a horse that's coming off a little bit of a layoff, but she has speed.
Yeah, she does have speed. That's going to help her in this race, although this isn't the kind of race where it just feels like, even though she has an inside post, she's going to go right to the front and control this race. There's other pace for her to have to deal with in this race, and you know, to me so far anyway in her career, she's been better going shorter than she has been going longer. Lull's
the 5-2 morning line favorite. I wouldn't be surprised if at post time, though, the number 10 On Leave, the 3-1 second choice, ends up as the chalk. This horse was odds on in the My Charmer at Gulfstream back in mid-December and was sort of a workman-like winner. To me, she's always been okay. I think I've always wanted to expect a little more from On Leave, and now we've got to deal with On Leave off about a 3.5-month layoff and an outside post at a relatively short price. She's the best horse. Is she the best value play in the world?
Probably not. The shorter she goes, I think the more you want to sort of maybe take the approach that this is a good spot to bet against her. We'll see how they wind up betting it. I'm sort of with you. After the end of her 3-year-old year, I felt like this is a filly could be really good as a 4-year-old. She improved a little bit last year, but she didn't improve a lot. And so I do think she's vulnerable here off the layoff, especially with post 10. But I also feel like she deserves to be the favorite in this race. I think she just might be the best horse.
She beat Stormy Victoria in that My Charmer race, and Stormy Victoria, like Lull, trained by Christophe Clement, came right back to win the South Beach on January the 27th, a race that featured a wicked pace up front that collapsed, and it played right into Stormy Victoria's hooves. Stormy Victoria might get another fast pace, but she's the kind of horse, the further they go, the less likely I am to trust her, and she's not the kind of horse that wins races in bunches.
Yeah, I agree with that. I know that she got it done around 2 turns last time. I like her better, maybe going a little shorter and certainly going around 1 turn. I think those are her best races, and she got it done last time, but just in this perfect situation, a big fast pace, and she closed down the outside. I liked the win from her, and maybe she could another setup like that in this race, but it's also against better horses this time.
She does have Clement in her corner. Here's a formulator fact for Stormy Victoria. Over the past 3 years, last out winning older turf runners off a moderate-sized layoff, Clement excels, 30% winners, a $2.80 return on investment. Now, we mentioned that Lull has speed, but there is other speed in this race. The Timeform US Pace Projector has the 5 Conquest Hard Candy sitting in second. I wouldn't be surprised if the 4 Team of Teams is the one putting the heat on Lull early. Let's begin with Conquest Hard Candy, who blew an easy lead against weaker horses last time out, and thus far in her career hasn't shown to be at the level of the Liberty Kittens, the Island Rewards, sort of the fringe players in this group, let alone the main players.
Yeah, she's just not really a graded stakes quality filly, but she does have speed, and you're probably right. You know, maybe the 2 and the 4 can get out in front of her in this race. But this is still a horse who wants to race forward. She wants to use her speed. She wants to be involved early. And sort of all those things are going to conspire against her in this race. But she's a big price if you like her.
Formulator fact for Conquest Hard Candy. Not a great one over the past 5 years for a really good trainer. Older turf routers off a little layoff. I'm surprised at this number, and I'm not sure what to make of it. If anything, 0 for 24. As for Team of Teams, it's been a tale of 2 pace scenarios. In the South Beach, caught up in a wicked pace that set up for Stormy Victoria, and Team of Teams paid the price. 180-degree different story last time out in the Sand Springs, where she was able to get to the lead and just waltz on the front end and beat a couple of these horses. Considering the Timeform US Pace Projector that we just saw, don't we want the other horses out of the Sand Springs, the Grizzles or the Island Rewards, if we want anyone out of the Sand Springs at all?
I don't think I want those 2 horses, but you're probably right. Team of Teens just had all the best of it that day. She was really sharp in the stretch, just ridden out to that win. But that was after she just basically got loose on the lead, which it feels like can't happen in this race. Dan, I was a fan of hers when she first got over here. I really felt like there was a chance she could turn out to be really good. And I think I was wrong about that. She hasn't turned out to be really good, and this just feels like a tough situation for her.
Can you make the case that Griselle, who's a graded stakes winner on a synthetic surface, graded stakes place on turf up in Canada, is a little bit dirtied up? I mean, the Sand Springs was her first start off the layoff. She was compromised by no pace. She was doing at least a little bit of running in the stretch. The time before that, she was in against the boys on a synthetic surface.
Right.
The Canadian was a tough race this year with Kadura. I think given the right pace scenario, this horse can at least get a piece at a price.
I agree with that. I don't know if I feel like she's good enough to win, but I think she can come running late in this race. That Canadian 3 starts back, as you put out, that was a good field. She actually ran pretty well there. I mean, she did her very best and got a little bit of a piece of it at the end. I think she might even have to run better than that in this race, but I'm not so sure she can't do it, and this setup could be there for her this time.
Island Reward also didn't get the setup in the Sand Springs, ran on to finish 3rd, but I kind of think we know where she is right now, and that's a buyer speed figure in the low to mid 80s, and she's going to have to do better than that to win this.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of this horse. I don't see any way she's good enough to win this race.
Liberty Kitten looks like a little bit of an outsider, although I know she lost an optional claimer last time out, but she lost to a classic winner in Holy Helena, who came right back and looked so good, winning the very one with a 92 buyer speed figure. Her prior effort was good enough to beat Island Reward. This horse has the tactical speed to work into a good spot early.
Yeah, maybe she can parlay a good trip into a big piece of this person here, but she's another one. It just feels like, based on what she's done so far in her career, she's just been tough here.
You're a huge fan of Glory to Kitten, who was claimed by a real sharp horseman last time out, and this horse won one of those sort of claiming restricted races, the Mary Todd, but I thought she did really well to win that race over a nice horse. Starship Jubilee on her best days, kind of like a grade 3 type. She's all right. Nice inside post for Glory to Kitten. Nice tactical speed. She overcame kind of a moderate pace to win that race last time out. She's stepping up in class, but at 10-1 on the line, I think you got to consider her somewhere.
I got to use her somewhere. I don't know if I feel like she's really a graded stakes horse, but she's pretty good. I mean, she's just one of those mares. She clearly has her issues, because when she runs her best race, she's very impressive. But they've dropped her in for the claiming price a couple of times. Some really good horsemen too, so you know she has issues. But when she runs, she can really run. And she ran last time. I mean, that pace was not fast. The 2 horses that were in front of her, Starship Jubilee and Daddy's Boo, they're both pretty good on their best day. She came and got them in the stretch. This filly's pretty good.
Yet we both agree on a 12-1 shot. As we take a look at our top picks for the Honey Fox, we're both going with Recips, and I think we're both a little bit concerned about this layoff. We haven't seen her since October, but it looked like this one was getting pretty good for Ian Wilkes. She's won 3 out of her last 4 starts. In her last race, she tracked a lone long shot pace setter. She inhaled her very easily on the turn and went on to win. It was a career best buyer of 92. She beat 2 minor next out winners. The layoff is the concern. If Ian Wilkes has her ready, I think this horse will be in a good mid-pack spot.
I agree with that. I think, especially the way the pace projects to lay out in this race, she's going to have something to run at in the stretch, and she's not, you know, some big, deep one-run closer either. She can get within range of this thing and sort of get a position in this race. And then you're right, it's just all about the layoff for her. Is she going to be ready to fire off the bench? Because she kept getting better last year. Race by race by race, she kept improving her form. If she comes off the layoff ready to run, I think she fits right in with these horses.
Mike, you're going to go with 8, 10, 1, and 4. I'm going to go 8, 10, 3, and 2 in the Grade 3 Honey Fox Stakes, kicking off the 50-cent all-graded stakes pick 4 at Gulfstream on Florida Derby Saturday. If you're playing it from home, DRF bets, consider it. $150 bonus. DRF.com/join, promo code TV150. Approximate post time for the Honey Fox, 4:49 Eastern. Good luck.